Now on 767 News, 5 men arrested in connection with Portsmouth shooting incident. Retrial ordered in Chain de Gallery murder case, and Ministry of Commerce launches the first in a series of best practice workshops for small business owners. In sports, national table tennis competition hailed a success. Welcome to a new week of 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. I'm Alicia George. Join me for the latest news stories and developments after this break.
Fresher foods, bold flavors, more time. Get it all with appliances from Quartz. Purchase any appliance $999 and over. You can be a weekly winner of $200 cash. Plus, purchase any Mabe appliance and win $11,000 in prizes of your choice. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 60 days. So find the solutions for your kitchen and laundry only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Thanks for joining me on today's edition of 767 News. First up this news time, 5 men have been arrested following a shooting incident which left one man nursing a gunshot wound at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks, in an interview with 767 News on Monday, said the police is investigating the incident which occurred on Bay Street in Portsmouth on Saturday, June 13th.
One Allen Packet of Mahu was allegedly shot. He sustained injuries, gunshot wounds, and is presently admitted at the Princess Margaret Hospital, the Alford ward. The police have begun their investigations. In fact, 5 men are subject of interest to the police. 3 are in actual custody of the police, while 2 of the suspects are at the Princess Margaret Hospital as well. They admitted having allegedly shot Allen Packet. The 5 men who were traveling on Toyota RAV, they were intercepted at Corleho on the same day.
While being intercepted, the Toyota RAV4 Jeep the 5 men were traveling in ran off the road, injuring all occupants. 2 of the occupants of that Jeep are patients at the Princess Margaret Hospital, while the other 3 men are in custody.
I'm not in a position to intimate whether the injuries that the victim sustained, Mr. Packet sustained, is life-threatening, bearing in mind that I'm not a medical doctor, but what is factual is that he has been injured, having been shot. He has been injured and is admitted at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
Investigations into the shooting incident continues. And several business owners and entrepreneurs gathered at the Portsmouth Credit Union today, Monday, for the first in a series of small business development training sessions organized by the Ministry of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development. The training will focus on elevating the standard of business practices among local entrepreneurs who fall within the micro, small and medium enterprise MSME sectors. Micah Walter, Business Development Officer for the Northern District, said this 3-day comprehensive program will take into consideration record keeping, the fundamentals of a business plan, the operation of a sustainable business, customer service, and other relevant areas of business.
It is an established fact that there is potential amongst our entrepreneurs which needs to be harnessed and nurtured. In light of this, the need for continuous training and collaboration is exigent and absolutely necessary.
Walter said entrepreneurs need to partner with the various government ministries with a focus to become export ready, allowing for further economic activity on island. Also speaking at the opening ceremony, Executive Director of the Ministry of Commerce, Alexander Stevenson, said although MSMEs are catalysts for economic development and growth, particularly for small island developing states with employment and income distribution challenges, they are often unable to transition into high-performance, innovative organizations which accumulate wealth. He said the ministry's role during the training is to systematically begin the process of revising these shortcomings through effective training and introspection.
This is phase 1 of the Ministries of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development island-wide hand-holding initiatives with small business owners in Dominica. Our objectives in phase 1 are to ensure small business owners are exposed to appropriate knowledge and skills, to enhance the ability of small business clients to better manage their businesses, create opportunities for networking and harmonizing best practices for efficient businesses.
Participants in these training exercises will also be given financial priority from the Ministry of Commerce. Meanwhile, Honorable Minister for Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, Rosalind Paul, called on small business owners and entrepreneurs to appreciate their role in the development of Dominica.
We should see this training as a building block to a successful small business. Indeed, we have seen those with adequate finance, you may have money, but who end up with a failed business. Often we would say, ikule. Just as we've seen quite a few who started from humble beginnings, but thrived to success.
According to Minister Paul, the ministry is aware of the challenges that small business community faces as it relates to accessing affordable market-driven education and training. Topics for the 3-day training include how to create a culture of quality customer service and cross-selling within small businesses, how to run a small business successfully, understanding biobehavior and connecting with needs and wants of targeted buyers, as well as prudent cash management. Training is open to persons involved in manufacturing, customer service, and retailing. In other stories, an updated list of shelter managers and assistant managers for the 2015 hurricane season has been posted on the Office of Disaster Management website. Several hurricane shelters have been set up in the north, south, southeast, west, southwest, and east of the island in case of emergencies during the hurricane season. Although the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season is forecasted to be below average, there is still threat of 6 to 11 named storms, 3 to 6 of which are expected to develop into hurricanes. Presently, weather forecasters are monitoring a tropical disturbance that has big potential to become a tropical storm later this week, the second for the 2015 Atlantic hurricane season. The National Hurricane Center says there is an 80% chance that the broad area of low pressure over Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula could develop into Tropical Storm Bill. Over the weekend, those chances stood at just 40%. Residents are therefore being reminded to be in a state of preparedness and readiness. The updated hurricane shelter list for the island can be viewed on odm.gov.dm. And justices of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court of Appeal, currently sitting in Dominica, have ordered that a Portersville man be retried for the offense of murder. In 2013, Shane the Gallery of Portersville was sentenced to 18 years in prison after being found guilty of murdering Justin Joseph of Foncole during an altercation at a shop in Portersville. During the Court of Appeal sitting on Monday, attorney at law Zena Dyer, who represents the gallery in his appeal against the conviction, presented the Justices of Appeal with a number of grounds why the appeal should be allowed. Most of these grounds dealt with misdirection by the trial judge, Justice Bernie Stevenson, on the issue self-defense. According to Dyer, there were clear errors of misdirection to the jury in respect to self-defense. She also stated that Justice Stevenson failed to direct the jury as to the test to be applied as it relates to self-defense. In respect to the self-defense grounds, the state, represented by attorney Shilma Dalrymple, conceded that the misdirection was wrong and prejudicial to the gallery, as it withdrew his last chance at an acquittal. She stated further that this caused irreparable damage which amounted to miscarriage of justice and which would have resulted in the conviction being unsafe. The Justices of Appeal allowed the appeal, quashing the conviction, stating that the judge had misdirected the jury in relation to critical aspects of self-defense. The 18-year sentence was also set aside and a retrial ordered. Meanwhile, Sherman Webb will appear before the appeal court when they sit here the week of November 9, 2015 to appeal his murder conviction. In 2012, Webb was found guilty of murdering Barbadian Corey Polion between August 31, 2009 and March 18, 2010. He was sentenced to life in prison. A request was made by attorney Peter Allen that the appeal be adjourned to the appeal court next sitting in Dominica, and that request was granted. Up next, police denies being at war with Salisbury residents. More details when 767 News returns.
Let's see how easy it is to play Powerball and win. Simply select 4 numbers from 1 to 30 and a Power Pick number from 1 to 5, and that's it. You have just selected your winning numbers for Powerball, or just get a quick pick and let the machine select your lucky numbers for you. Remember, Powerball is drawn every Wednesday and Saturday from 9 p.m. Powerball from the Dominica National Lottery.
Welcome back. Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks has made it clear that the police force is in no way at war with the Salisbury residents. In an interview with 767 News on Monday, ASP Wicks said the police intervention in the May and June 11th Salisbury protest and road blockage was simply the police carrying out their duties.
I just want to reiterate that the police continue to exercise tremendous restraint both on May the 11th and on June the 11th as well, and that is in the exercise of their duties. The police must be given unobstructed access to exercising their duties, and that is in any jurisdiction, any community, any village on the island.
ASP Wicks said if alleged offences are committed, the police must ensure they exercise their function. He said it is illegal for anyone to obstruct the police while in the line of duty.
So to hurl petrol bombs or Molotov cocktails and various missiles of form ships and size stones, boulders, our police officers have been injured. For example, the police officers, one, and some of you may have seen it on the ground. As a matter of fact, he almost died as a result where a boulder landed on him, landed on his firearm. The firearm damaged the firearm, catapulted him off the loader, and almost died. One of the officers, Molotov, caught him, fired his legs while maneuvering the loader. There was a supervisor as well who was slammed with a boulder in the execution of their duties, and that is unblocking the road. May I ask the question, don't we have an unfettered right to unblock any road in Dominica that prevents access to motorists, pedestrians, and other forms of traffic alike?
ASP Wicks said the police has that responsibility and is in no way in conflict with the public, as the police have a role to play.
We have to understand that, and that's the very same police that who are to protect not one set of people, but everybody as a result of any act, any alleged illegal act that's committed. And the question to be asked is the legality of the blocking of the roads, the blocking of the road, and that main artery of road from north to south. That's a main artery of road on the EU-Libla highway. What do you expect the police to do? And then they can see that intent while the police are executing its function, as if to say that the police and the discussion you hear on the ground is to kill police. I mean, why? We're not at any loggerheads. We are not at any war. We are all Dominicans together.
Meanwhile, ASP Wicks said the police will be prepared for the influx of individuals expected at the Rosum Magistrates Court on Tuesday, June 16th, where the 6 individuals arrested last week will have their charges read to them. These individuals include Keith Bugunu, Alex Howe, Hilary John, Gilbert Frederick, Christina Uzeb, and Peter Vidal. The 6 have been charged under the Riot Act for their alleged role in the May 11th road blockade and protest action in Salisbury. And Petrocaribe Dominica has organized a number of activities in commemoration of the 10th anniversary since the signing of the Petrocaribe Agreement in 2005. As part of the calendar of events, 29 students of the Dominica State College were chosen to participate in a Petrocaribe Dominica Limited social project field trip on May 22nd. The field trip was organized in an effort to educate the students on the various social projects that have been undertaken under the Petrocaribe Agreement. The students were afforded the opportunity to see firsthand the remarkable impact that Petrocaribe has had in Dominica and on the lives of many Dominicans. The tour included a visit to the Petro Casas at Stock Farm, an approach of the government of Dominica to provide affordable housing to its citizens. By the end of the trip, the college students had obtained a wealth of knowledge about Petrocaribe, who is involved, what they do, and how Petrocaribe has been a pillar in integration and cooperation between nations. Over the past 10 years, Petrocaribe has developed a series of social support programs in the areas of tourism, education, health, housing, environmental sanitation, road networks, sports and agriculture that are being carried out in the framework of the Alba Caribe Fund. These projects were geared towards improving the standard of living to those significantly less fortunate, and this fact became apparent throughout the trip. The Petrocaribe calendar of events will continue with a preschool visit to Waitukubuli storage and distribution plant, a health fair, and an essay competition, among other things. And that's it for local news. The latest in sports is coming up next with Larry, so stay tuned.
Play Daily 3 and get a chance to win daily cash from $20 to $100. For every $9 or more spent on Daily 3, you get a chance to win daily cash instantly. Up to $100 cash daily for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every day. Plus, there's a chance to win a refrigerator if you receive an entry form. Take a chance to win instant cash all day, all week for 6 weeks with Daily 3 Daily Cash promotion. Only from the Dominica National Lottery.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. In tonight's coverage, we begin with table tennis. The National Table Tennis Championships is now back on the sporting calendar with the staging of the 2015 tournament by the Dominica Table Tennis Association, DTTA, held on Saturday, June 13th at the Goodwill Primary School. President of the DTTA, Marie Antoinette Mora, said the event was successful because after 10 years, individuals as young as 10 and veterans like Abraham Brown and Clifton Lewis returned to the sport. Mora said it was also successful because it reignited the passion of not only the participants but some spectators who were former players. At the end of Saturday's competition, Donald Corrier emerged as the male champion, defeating Dane Taylor in straight sets 11-8, 11-8, 11-1. The highlight of the day was the finals of the Female Open in a match which was keenly contested between Larissa Dover and 16-year-old Aliyah Prince. Aliyah reigned supreme after 5 games with scores 11-7, 6-11, 11-6, 6-11 and 8-11. The DTTA wishes to extend congratulations to all the players for turning out and competing in the nationals. The DTTA has pledged to hold more competitions on a regular basis to give members an opportunity to play competitively and to better prepare for participation in regional and international competitions. In cricket, West Indies suffered a 277-run defeat against Australia in the second test on Sunday in Jamaica after batting failed to ignite. Chasing 392 for victory, the Windies were bowled out for 114 in their second innings about 50 minutes after lunch on the penultimate day. Captain of the Windies, Dinesh Ramden, spoke to the media following the match. Ramdin said the team will learn from this experience. He said the batters and bowlers did not perform as expected. He added Australia's aggressive style of play also contributed to their demise. Australia won the first test by 9 wickets at the Windsor Park Stadium in Dominica. The Australian team also won the second test by 277 runs at Sabina Park in Jamaica. The full West Indies squad reads Dinesh Ramdin captain, Devendra Bishu, Jermaine Blackwood, Craig Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, Rajendra Chandrika, Shane Dorich, Shannon Gabriel, Jason Holder, Shai Hope, Vesami Pumol, Kemar Roach, Marlon Samuels and Jerome Taylor. And in football, Sepp Blatter is committed to his decision to stand down as FIFA president despite claims that he may stand for re-election. FIFA has also rejected suggestions that outgoing President Sepp Blatter is set to reverse his decision and stand for re-election. Klaus Stoker, the former election advisor to Blatter, claimed the long-serving 79-year-old could be convinced to contest the presidency if a convincing alternative does not emerge. However, a FIFA spokesperson responded by saying Stoker's role as an advisor to Blatter ended on May 31st, with the latter drawing attention once again to his resignation speech that came on June 2nd. FIFA's executive committee is set to choose an election date at a meeting on July 20th, 2015. And that's it for tonight's podcast. Tune in again tomorrow for more sports.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. We now go to the Met Office for today's weather report.
Good evening, Dominica, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. We begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery and what it showed. This area of cloudiness moving across the extreme southern portion of the island chain. This is associated with a tropical wave which is affecting the area. This cloudiness is expected to spread across Dominica by tonight into tomorrow. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery, what it indicated, numerous showers and possible isolated thunderstorms moving across the islands to the south of the chain. Now, tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy, hazy and breezy with a few brief scattered showers, with temperatures on the coast down to 25 degrees Celsius, and similar conditions can be expected into tomorrow with temperatures up to 31 degrees Celsius. Sea conditions are expected to be moderate in open water with waves up to 8 feet. Small craft operators and sea beavers, you're advised to exercise some caution. Conditions for the next 3 days. With the passage of this tropical wave, an increasing cloudiness with scattered showers can be expected tomorrow. However, as we move into Wednesday and Thursday, a slight reduction in cloudiness and shower activity can be expected. Breezy conditions will be maintained throughout the 3-day period. Now, looking at the bigger picture, partly cloudy skies with a few brief scattered showers can be expected across the extreme northern portion of the region, with an increasing cloudiness and scattered showers expected across the central and southern portion of the island chain. Our international cities forecast: some thunderstorm activity can be expected in New York and Caracas. Cloudy conditions can be expected in London, a chance of rain expected in Miami, and partly cloudy skies expected in Beijing. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:45 a.m. and sunset at 6:47 p.m. For more information, you can call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit our website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing. Have a good night.
Now for a recap of tonight's headline stories. 5 men arrested in connection with Portsmouth shooting incident. Retrial ordered in Shane de Gallery murder case. And the Ministry of Commerce launches the first in a series of best practice workshops for small business owners. In sports, national table tennis competition hailed a success. And that's all the time we have for now. Until tomorrow, drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I am Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening and thanks for watching.